Hey everybody, this is Tayson from OutdoorVitals.com. Today's video is about how to stuff your sleeping bag back into the stuff sack. This is something that a lot of people get really frustrated with and worry a lot about. It really doesn't have to be that way, especially if you're going to be pulling that sleeping bag back out for storage. So quick tips that I like to do when I'm stuffing a sleeping bag is you need to get the loft out of the sleeping bag before you start stuffing. And you can see here, this is a higher quality down sleeping bag that we sell, and you can see the amount of loft that's in there. And by getting some of that air out slowly and controlled, you'll be able to get it in that stuff sack a little easier. So to start, I like to fold my sleeping bag and start pushing some of this air out of it. We'll do that a couple of times. Even if you can't get your sleeping bag in like this, doing this phase will help quite a bit. So we're getting all that air out of there, and you're almost essentially going to feel like you're rolling this sleeping bag up, trying to get all that air out of there. Once you've kind of got it rolled up like this, you can kind of tuck it right there under your arm. You grab your compression bag, and you just start sliding it right in. So you slide it right in here, keep it under your arm, keeping that air out of there. Sliding it right in. You're trying to get it all the way to the bottom. And if you have a good sleeping bag, you'll get to a point where you feel like it's all the way to the bottom, it's filling it all the way up, and you still got this hanging out the top. Oh, that's a good thing. That just means you have a good sleeping bag. Go ahead and squish it down and just push it on in there. Once you get to this point, I like to grab this strap right here and start kind of pulling up while I push that in. Just gently. You're not yanking that cord to break it. You're just holding that firm as you push that in. You've got that cinched down. Now here I like to tie just a quick little knot, wrap it around my fingers, pull this back through. That way I can easily undo it at a later point. So wrap that around my fingers, pull that loop through right there. You can stuff that down there if you'd like. And now you're just grabbing your straps and putting your hood back on. Now, before you tune out, the most important part is coming. The most important part is actually what you do from here. It doesn't matter that much how you stuff it. It is nice if it's rolled, and sometimes it can help the sleeping bag last a little bit longer if you're not putting any strain on the seams. But the most important part is really the compression factor, because usually it's this bag that rips, not the sleeping bag. So after you get it to this point, what you want to do is not just yank and yank on these right here. That's going to break your straps every time. High quality sleeping bag, any bag you have, you yank on those straps enough, they're going to come loose and they're going to break. So what you have to do is push down on the sleeping bag and grab your straps, tighten them up. What you're trying to do is use your body weight to compress the bag, not the straps. So we've got that cinched down as far as it'll go, and you can see right here your bag is ready to go back into your backpack and go on to your next camping or your next night stay. But make sure that you are using your body weight to compress that sleeping bag. It's an extremely important thing. You also just won't be able to get it this small. You won't be able to get it any smaller than that. By yanking on the straps, you're just going to break them and get frustrated that your sleeping bag's not getting that small. So just remember that. One thing I like to do as well is if I have a lot of strap left over, I can tuck it in here. Helps it slide in and out of my backpack a little bit easier. But that's how to compress a sleeping bag and how to stuff it into a stuff sack. Hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, you can reach us at support@outdoorvitals.com, and hope you have a great time on your next camping trip.